Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge and I hope we're all doing very, very well. It's Manchester United against Sheffield United. Watch along. Lots of football going on tonight as well. We'll be keeping an eye on the other Premier League games. I've got Solihull Moors on in the National League playoffs on TNT. They're 2-0 up after half an hour, which means they go to the next stage, which is absolutely fantastic. But Aisha is excited about this one. Good. I'm glad you're excited. Let's get this Manchester United side straight up on the screen, because I suppose that's where we need to start. I mean, look, we've done the preview on this game and Manchester United should be winning it. I don't think there's any two ways about that. Man United are playing what is the worst team in the Premier League and one of the worst teams to ever play in the Premier League. Not my words, the words of Sheffield United fans. No, they're absolutely crap, and we need to be putting them to the sword tonight. But as we saw with the weekend game against Coventry, that's not always the way with Manchester United. So let's have a look at the lineup there. I mean, look, I think the first thing to say about this United side really is just you can learn a lot from the quality of the bench. And Binder, Amas, Jackson, Agonye, Ahmad, Amrabat, Forson, McTominay and Wheatley. I mean, there's only two really experienced... Well, there's only two... I mean, Amrabat, Ahmad and McTominay, the only experienced, inverted commas players. So the bench is an absolute nightmare and it's full of kids. So it's like putting the CBeebies channel on. It isn't at the level that we would want it to be. No Rashford at all. Some would say that's a positive, no Rashford at all. Obviously, they've still got a load of injuries, as we know. No Evans, no Varane, no Camboala, no Martinez, so no centre-backs. We know that's the case, of course. And I feel that I'm not unhappy. I don't know why that's gone off. I'm not unhappy with the Man United side tonight. It doesn't massively bother me. I'm quite happy with it. I know there's this obsession about Ahmad starting, but I don't really care about that one, because if Rashford's not on the bench, then Ahmad will come on. He will definitely come on. Royston says, do you think Ten Hag hates Ahmad? I personally think we get too het up about starting lineups when Ahmad will get game time. And realistically, he's got a choice between Ahmad and Garnacho on the right-hand side. He starts with Anthony. If Anthony plays well, yabba dabba do. If he doesn't play well, you take him off for Ahmad. I don't really think it's that deep. I think people just want to see the world burn down and moan about individuality all the time. And I don't really care. I think ultimately, as long as Rashford's not starting, I'm happy. And I don't want him to be injured. I do not want him to be injured, but I didn't want him to start this game of football. I mean, the midfield is the interesting thing for me. Bruno, Eriksson and Mainu, because Casemiro's got to play at centre-back. I think that's an interesting one. Sheffield United will come and have a go tonight, and Ricky's raving mad. I literally have been in London all day, so I've only just got back. I've had a little bit bite to eat and got live here with you. So if you can tell me what Ricky's not happy about, then please do let me know. Chiri says, what does Ahmad need to get played? Isn't he clear choice on the right? I think you're going over the top about the Ahmad, but it's your opinion. I like Ahmad. I think he will get minutes. I think he will get his chance. But I mean, come on. Ahmad starting this game, we're not going to win 10-0, are we? He'll come on. I just don't think it's that deep. I just think it's another reason for Ten Hag outers. And look, ultimately, if you're moaning about Ahmad, you may as well call yourself Samuel, because Luckhurst is moaning about it. And the last thing you want in life is to be agreeing with him. So the Luckhurst FC in the chat, I'm not even going to call it Ahmad FC. You're just bloody Luckhurst FC, and no one wants to be that. Eric Ten Hag has got favourites to sack in. Every manager's got favourites. Jose Mourinho had favourites. Pep Guardiola's had favourites. Sir Alex Ferguson had favourites. Stop acting like managers don't have favourites. Rashford not playing is a blessing, says Marcus. I mean, it's not a blessing that he's injured, but I do think it's a blessing that he's not playing, because I really didn't want him to start tonight. Love the green overshirt today. Need a good win, says Asen. Thank you very much, mate. Everyone is my favourite, says Ladios. And Mark's regretting not supporting City. Mate, I'll support this team if we're in the league. If we're in League Two, you pick your team. That's how it works. I'm not bothered. I think at the end of the day, we just need to win. And Lucas doesn't like Anthony. You're exactly right, SN Gaming. He can't stand Anthony, and he probably can't stand Anthony the same way he doesn't like Rasmus or Garnacho, because they interact with the United stand. And basically, I'd say to any United fan, keep interacting with the United stand, because Lucas won't like you. I mean, he's even making stuff up about Ten Hag now, isn't he? So, look, the media are a dying breed. No one respects them. Hardly anyone reads them. Let them have their little bitter hate where they think they're important. I just had another tug to your glasses, says Ryan. Ryan, this needs to stop. It's every show. It's harassment. If we play well with no Rashford, look, Mark, I think the most important thing is, can that team beat Sheffield United? And there is a question mark attached to that. Some might say that with Eriksen in the team, we'll have more control of the ball. Some might say with Garnacho on the left, we'll be more balanced, because I think we always are. Some might say with no Rashford in the team, we'll actually pass the ball more and be more creative. Some might say we'll be a better team with that. With McTominay disappeared, didn't he? McTominay just gets in Rasmus's way. So McTominay out, Eriksen in might lead to more control of the ball. Rashford out, Garnacho in might lead to more potency down the left-hand side. The flip side is, we're a bit threadbare in the midfield. Mainu's going to have a big responsibility. And Casemiro at centre-back could be problematic. Ricky was mad about Ahmad being benched and Sancho and Palestri being loaned, and something about Sabitzer. I love Ricky, but I saw him. I was on the train back from London today, and I was on Instagram. And Ricky, I don't know how he doesn't get taken down, but he actually puts clips of the games up. And he had a collage, a montage, or whatever you want to call it, of Eriksen against Coventry on Sunday. And he was trying to say that Eriksen against Coventry on Sunday had a good game and just got control of the ball. And every clip was Eriksen passing it backwards 5 yards. And none of it was his total and utter ineffectiveness in tackling and tracking back. It was basically Eriksen playing 5-yard passes. Which hopefully might work today. If we're playing against the low block, I think this team might do quite well. If Sheffield United have a go, I think it might be problematic. It's my 30th birthday. Let's get the win, says Daniel Taylor. The bench is something for the history books, says Elliot. Lou Mate, welcome to the members club. Thank you very much. I'm no sexy boy, but why can't Ineos put the extra 24% of the cash he saved into the club? I'm a legend, says Nelson. Thank you very much. GSM, welcome to the members club. Thank you very much for your support. Appreciate that. Eriksen out, Amrabat in, says Trackmaster. Mark, if we lose the next two, do you think he's gone? I mean, I don't like those sort of things, JM, but let's just have a quick... I mean, look, we should look at the league table anyway, but if he was to lose the next two games, regardless of the FA Cup final... Dark, thank you very much for the joining the members club. Regardless, we're playing Burnley and Sheffield United, who are the bottom two. If we lose the next two games, you can't come back from that. We've absolutely got to win the next two. And I think if we can win the next two, I mean, I really want Rasmus to score tonight. I want Rasmus to score tonight. I want Garnacho to have a good game. I mean, I want everybody to have a good game. But I think if we can, if I was Ten Hag and I was some of these players and I was Rasmus or whatever, I'd be saying, it's 3-0 to Solihull Moors. It's 3-0 to Solihull Moors, says Joe. It is. I've just seen it. 3-0 after 38 minutes against Halifax, which means we'll go through to the next round. Well, I say we, it's my local team. Only because I wasn't born here, don't worry. I've lived here for the last sort of 6 years. And they're a non-league team trying to get promoted into the top league. But they're 3-0 up in the playoffs for the promotion. So they're looking very, very good here. But anyway, back to Manchester United. I think that if we can play well tonight, if we play well tonight and we win, it sort of shuts down a lot of this McTominay obsession, Rashford obsession. I think it's a real opportunity to go in and put... And look, of course, if we win, people will say it's just Sheffield United, but it was just Coventry on the weekend and we had to go to penalties. So, yeah. It's my birthday today, Mark. Get in, says Alex. We'll see if McTominay not playing means more control, says Premium. Yeah, I mean, Scott McTominay has delivered more this season than Marcus Rashford, I think. I know Rashford's probably scored more goals. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. But where McTominay plays, He's scored some important goals for Manchester United this season, but also McTominay is very one-dimensional. I've been saying this for a few weeks now. If McTominay doesn't score, he doesn't have a good game. If he scores, he either has a good game or an average game. And I think in the Coventry game, he scored, but he didn't do a lot else. So we need more. When you're playing a midfield three, you can't just be about scoring goals. You need to do a lot more. Tackle, pass. So, and he disappeared. I mean, McTominay completely, I didn't even know he was on the pitch in the second half. So can Eriksen, Mainu and Bruno get hold of that midfield? And this is Man United's biggest problem between now and the end of the season. Even if we get our centre-backs back, putting Casemiro back in there again still is quite a big concern, isn't it? So I feel that we've got an opportunity tonight to have a bit of a confidence boost. They can be a good thing and a bad thing. We had a really good confidence-boosting result away against Villa and then lost at home to Fulham. So we've got to win these next two games, starting with tonight. Since when did so-called supporters of a club start rooting for their club to lose? Someone explained, says Yef, exactly. Hoping for a win today. Happy birthday to my fellow birthday Pep, says Jack the Lego Maniac. There we go, Jack. You heard it here first on the United Stand. There'll be a statue of Ten Hag when he leaves after multiple league titles, says Paul. I hope so. Alex, happy birthday to you. Get in. Appreciate that. Thanks for all the super chats that are coming in. Strategist says, question for all the outers. If you get Zidane, Simeone, any new manager, and they don't work, how will you explain that, by the way? Oh. I don't know where this came from. Some of you will. I was on the train on the way back from London, as I said, and it's 2 hours, well, it's about an hour 45. So I had a lot of time to look on my phone. I couldn't go on the porn because my chair, people could see from behind. I'm joking. But I saw this tweet, and it was from some journalist. I mean, God, I don't know whether I trust any of these journalists anymore. I think it's shit, to be honest. But anyway, they were saying, this is just unbelievably crap and complete and utter nonsense, right? Would need goals to get that goal difference up. I was going to talk about that in a minute, Ben, thank you. Thoughts on malaria being seen in the gym? Goldio, malaria is a very dangerous illness. Malacia. Well, he ain't going to play before the end of the season, is he? We're going to buy a left back. He may never play again. But what I was going to say is I saw this article that was out on one of these aggregators, and it basically said that starting from tonight, Jason Wilcox has said to Ten Hag he's got to play the brand of football the club wants to play. And if it doesn't work, he's going to get the sack. And I'm like, that would be like Brentford getting a new technical director, walking into the dressing room with Thomas Frank and saying, you better start playing like Pep football tonight, otherwise you're sacked. I've never heard such bollocks. How can anybody be how would you put pen to paper about a load of shit like that? How can Jason Wilcox walk into Ten Hag and say, from tonight, you better play the brand of football we want or you're fired? Well, I tell you what, why didn't we all become football managers? Because if you can just press a button and play like Pep or Klopp, we'd all be doing it. Look at our bench. Look at who's playing at centre-back. Look at the midfield. We ain't fucking playing like Pep. Jason Wilcox can say what he bloody well likes. We're not going to play like it. This is grind it out football till the end of the season, and then we build our vision. You can't start saying, play like prime fucking Pep tonight. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work like that. And but then you've got people going, oh, good one. Nice one, Wilcox. Makes sense. You bloody twats. It's not true. Mark, it's 5 a.m. in Sydney and I've pulled an all-nighter watching Mark Goldbridge career mode and now United versus Sheffield United. You know what? All sweet, no banter. I'd love to revisit my career mode in COVID and just watch it like an hour a night for the next month. I'm going to do it one day. Goal difference for Manchester United. We're currently -1. Newcastle are +17. But Chelsea are a plus, what are Chelsea? Plus something. So we could do with whacking it up over the next 2 days, but next two games. Obviously, we play Saturday afternoon against Burnley. But to be honest with you, goal difference probably isn't going to go in our favour this year. I think we've just got to get as many points on the board as we can. And with after this, you know, we've got some tough games like Arsenal and Newcastle. Newcastle will beat us at the moment. Like Newcastle will beat us at the moment. So we've got to try and figure out a way to play better football. Of course, yeah. Right. Let me just get this going round for you. I'm tired today. A lot of travelling, running around. Don't want no sympathy though. Right, let's have a look at this. Start. Okay, let's get that start. Let's get that going round. Carousel for you. We'll see the Sheffield United team in a moment. There are other games going on tonight. As I say, I've got the Solihull Moors game on, but I think they're going to win. Wolves are playing Bournemouth at 7:45, so that's just about to kick off. Palace, Newcastle at 8 o'clock. We could do with Palace getting a result there. Everton are playing Liverpool. Could do with Everton getting a good result there. So 3 8 o'clock games, and they all impact on us in a different way. But Everton, Liverpool, and Crystal Palace, Newcastle, we could really do. I think we've got to go to Palace, haven't we, before the end of the season? So we could really do with Palace getting a result against Newcastle. But Newcastle seem to have found a way recently to sort of play this counter-attacking football, and it's working really, really well for them with that front three of Barnes and Isaac and Gordon. So would you rather start Eriksen or Amrabat today, says Movie Mate? Well, I'd start Amrabat, but, you know, it's difficult to do that, isn't it? Because Erik ten Hag sees him in training. I mean, the fact that McTominay starts over Amrabat, Eriksen starts over Amrabat, 3-1, Halifax have got a goal back. Sort of says how interesting, how bad Amrabat must be. So I can't argue with it. Pratt Hurst got community noted on his tweet about Ten Hag. I mean, that's embarrassing, Atoro, isn't it? As a journalist, to get community noted is just terrible. That's your job. You're paid to fact check. What club do you see McTominay playing at, says Who Loves Orange Soda? Well, I think it'll be Man United, mate. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. Thoughts on Ranić, says Tumbleweed. I hope he gets the Bayern job. I think it'll be massive vindication that he's actually a good coach. Don't say the scores of the Merseyside derby. I want to watch it later, says Mark. I can't, Mark. It's going to be all over the chat. I can't. Grind out football, deja vu, says Fabian. But it works for Newcastle at the moment. That grind out football thing works at the moment, doesn't it? I've been community noted, yes, Scooby, but I'm not a journalist. I didn't go to university for 4 or 5 years to learn to be a journalist. I went and lived my life in a different way. I went to the University of Life, where you make mistakes, you put your hands up and you move on. As a journalist, I think it's embarrassing when you can't be asked to fact check and you're in the room. Want to hear your opinions on this. To what extent did Pogba make us Player FC and make the dressing room toxic and we never recovered from it, says Chikorito? Can you put that on Paul Pogba exclusively? I just got one of your Erik ten Hag shirts for my birthday. He has to stay now or it'll be a wasted gift, says Nat. I still believe he is the right man for the job. I hope so. But these results matter, don't they? And Sai the Soundman says, as long as the players have no competition for places, the current situation was always going to happen. Squad first, trophies later. And thank you very much for Chikorito on that. Appreciate that. No, Ahmad, he's on the bench. Obviously, there's a bit of a... I've been doing this for a long time. There's always a moan, whether it's Mourinho, Van Gaal, Ollie. There's always a player to moan about that's not starting. By all means, crack on. I don't care. I really don't care. School of Hard Knocks, Goldbridge just kicking it with Cade. I don't care. I mean, if Ahmad had been starting over Anthony, I'd have been a bit more excited. Obviously, I would have liked to have seen that. But he's on the bench. Rashford's not there. The first attacking substitution is going to be Ahmad. He will play tonight. He will play. And look, nobody ever thinks about it like this. If Ahmad starts and doesn't do anything for the first hour and comes off for Anthony, he ain't playing against Burnley. If Ahmad comes on in the last half an hour and does something, he'll be starting against Burnley. So it's all if buts and maybes, isn't it? Let's see what happens in the game first. If he takes off Garnacho today and nothing's wrong, I'm going to lose it, says Jordan. Well, I think that's another thing as well. Garnacho, anyway, what are you on about, Jordan? Garnacho actually has been injured. That's why he got took off at the weekend. I actually tweeted about it yesterday. We're all moaning about it, but Garnacho had a knock. That's why he came off. So 3-0 up, he took Garnacho off thinking about tonight. Unfortunately, the rest of the players switched off, didn't they? Appreciate. Our players are so crap, it's a joke, says Mickey. Come on, let's have a bit of positivity. You're meant to support Manchester United. Well, some of you are. I want to see some goals tonight. I want to see a win for Manchester United tonight. I'm fed up with the negativity. Like, I'm fed up with this. I want the season to end like anybody else, but I want the season to end with us in the Europa League. I don't want it to see it ending with the fucking Conference League. So, look, it's a hard watch at the moment, and it's been a hard watch for a few weeks. But as I say, this reminds me so much of Ranić in the last, 2 years ago. players. I mean, what are these injuries? How long's Mount out for? How long's Camboire out for? What's wrong with Rashford? What's wrong with McTominay? How many of these knocks are genuine? And I'm not for 1 minute saying that Camboire or Mason Mount aren't injured, but it's the same with Rangnick. Suddenly there's a lot of knocks. I spoke to somebody at the weekend who's a player, not a current Man United player, and they said, in life, in football, you've got players who will have a calf strain and they will play on Wednesday. Bruno Fernandes. You've got players who've got a calf strain and they won't play for 2 weeks. That's welcome to the world of football. Some players just don't fancy it. Some players want to play and will play. And as a physio, a lot of injuries you can see when you scan it. A lot of injuries, you're just responding to what a player's telling you to. You know, if a player says they've got a tight muscle, that's not really going to show up on a scan. So you're responding to what a player says. And maybe some of these players just don't fancy it. They didn't 2 years ago. Rangnick's, I mean, we had illness. That last two, I remember us playing Brighton and nearly everybody was out. I think we played Palace last game of the season or something. Ronaldo didn't play. Loads of players just didn't fancy it 2 years ago under Rangnick. And look, we've had a bad season for injuries, but it's almost gone up a level in the last few weeks. As Nino has gifted a membership. Thank you very much for that. Today, not watch. Can't stand Anthony, says Thomas. Well, great supporter you are. Hope to keep a clean sheet today, says Pujan. And I hate Trashford, says Isaac. A bit too far, in my opinion. I'd love to see Amas for Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Wheatley at 60. If we're winning 6-0, we might. Sally Devil Red 7, who's one of our mods and is a legend, has just gifted 5 memberships. Jack, thank you very much. If you take, I've done that from about Garnacho, hoping to keep a clean sheet. Thank you very much. Score predictions. I mean, I'd love to say 4 or 5-0. I'd love to see 4 or 5-0. And I think if this is Spurs or Villa or Brighton, maybe it is. But I think from a Man United point of view, I'd take a decent result in 2-0. I would. Hughes Lads just gifted a membership as well. We're about 8 minutes away from the start of this game. I'm just going to whack on. I'll keep an eye on that. But what shall I watch on that? Yeah, get the Everton-Liverpool game on as well. Lovely stuff. Nat Wilson, welcome to Members Club. Appreciate that. Don't forget the book is behind me and you can pre-order it. I think we've got it on the scan the QR code there. Really, really great. Thank you very much. What was you in London for? I was down at London at a yearly event where loads of like businesses and brands in the sports industry attend. It was at the Oval Cricket Ground. And there's lots of speakers. So I and a couple of other people were talking about Gen Z and fan content and football content. So I was in my element. But it fell on the wrong day because I had to get up early to get there for 11 o'clock. And then as soon as I was done, I basically had to get on a train to get back. Well, more or less. I had a bit of a lunch first. What's this? Is this Ten Hag going to play possession based now Wilcox is here? I mean, just leave my Barcelona. You can't do that. Well, Jason Wilcox cannot, has not, and will not come in and say, you've got to start playing like this now with an injury crisis 4/5 of the way through the season. The style of play won't be implemented till the summer, and it probably won't be implemented until the new manager comes in, if that's what people think is going to happen. I think putting Shaw at left centre-back can help prevent injuries going forward, says Nizam. Hi, Mark. I won my cup final on Sunday, says MJ10. Brilliant news. Well done, mate. And why do you think Ten Hag doesn't start Ahmad, says MM. Honestly, I think it's about... I don't know what it is. Because Garnacho has been playing with knocks. Rashford's been playing with knocks. He has said that, he's had an injury and he's trying to feed him back into football. But obviously, I think Ahmad is probably 4th choice in Ten Hag's mind at the moment. But that doesn't mean he can't become 3rd choice and 2nd choice. I just think Ahmad came on in the Coventry game and did okay. He didn't set the world on fire, did he? So I think Ahmad's probably got to do a little bit more to start, if I'm being honest. And I think he will. But in the Coventry game, did he do enough to start? I probably would have started him. But, it's not like Anthony did enough to start either, is it? So I don't know. I think Ahmad should have started, but I'm not massively concerned about it if I'm being honest, because I think that he will get his opportunities, especially today when you consider that there is only Ahmad who can be an attacking substitution for Manchester United. You know, whether that's going to be as a he could come. You know, he can play left wing, he can play right wing, he can play number 10. There are different positions that he could play for us. If I would be Ten Hag, I would feel so dejected. Players, fans and press are undermining him, says Sebastian. Look, there are some of you that are Ten Hag out. Absolutely. I don't think any of us can, doubt that for a moment. But I also think there's a lot of people that are pro Ten Hag as well. So, yeah, I don't think it's necessarily I don't think everybody's against him, and I certainly think that there is a bit of a sway from the. I think journalists push a lot of bullshit. I've said that before, and I think that there's a vocal. Look, I think the majority of the match-going support are behind him because they stuck with Moyes until the very end. So you might be a match-going fan that wants Ten Hag out, but the majority of match-going fans are behind Ten Hag. So that's a fact. That's always the case. The match-going fans, especially the away support, will always stick with the manager, whether you like that or not. That's what happens. I think that there is, and I respect it, there are people in the fan base that are Ten Hag out. Absolutely. We've got to appreciate that that's the truth, but they're also a vocal minority. If you put yourself on TripAdvisor, you will see that the people who've had a bad experience will write about it more than people who had a good time. That's what it's about. So people who aren't happy tend to be louder than people who are happy. So I think that Ten Hag retains the vast support of this fan base. Not all of it, but I think he does retain the vast support of this fan base. I think the press have always been against him. We've said that many times before. And I think that also it's very clear to me that there is the media are against him as well. Right, let me just get this live chat going. There we go. Oh, I've got to do the timer as well. How am I going to bloody do this? Right, if I put that up there. No, don't do that. Put it there. Right, let's get this party started. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. On the road to 2 million. Unbelievable. What a journey. What a journey. Get your score predictions in as well. Let me get this timer ready. It's Stats Football timer to United Stand timer. It's going to be green, isn't it? Right, turn it off. We need it to be red, not green. No, made a mistake. I'm going to go United 3-0. 3-0 to United tonight. Mark, I heard a rumour on... Oh no, surely this game should be... says Victor. I personally don't get the fan hype around Ahmad. He might come good, but in my opinion, we've shipped off other youngsters who have shown more promise, says Emil. Mark, I heard a rumour on Reddit that you can dunk a basketball. Is it true? I didn't know anyone under 6 feet could. Well, I can. That was from N. And I would be patient with Ahmad. Garnacho slowly grew into the team last year, and this year was the breakout. Let the same happen with Ahmad. Says Bart. Excited to see Garnacho on the left. Feel like it's a good win coming here. Ben says, if Ten Hag was sacked, who would you want in? I'd go for Amorim at the moment now Nagelsmann's gone, but the pool is dry, isn't it? It's almost 4:30 here in 4:30 in the morning in South Australia. It was my birthday yesterday, even though it says 24th in your country. Hopefully we get the win, says Carmine. Happy birthday, mate. Can I get a huge... Get in for my dad and brother Dylan. Love watching the channel. Up the red, says Joe Woodward. Up your dad and brother. Get in, sorry. Real Madrid offer 120 million for Manu. Are you going to take it? Says AM100. No. What do you think it would take for United to fix their sloppy passing and giving away the balls without going too sideways? People who can pass the ball. George, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Of course, Chris Wheeler is the Sheffield United manager. And Sheffield United are pretty crap. They are pretty crap. Like, they are. We've got to go and win this. We absolutely have to. Right, let me just tweet it out and we're ready to go. Right. Three points. Anything less tonight, and it's going to be another miserable match reaction, isn't it? We just want a bit of positivity. Is it anything too much to ask? I mean, look, a win is all I want tonight. If we can get more than that, if we can get a Rasmus goal, that'd be great. Anana says, do you sense the mainstream's coming for you, Mark? Says, in what way? And early shot from Manchester United there. Dello with a shot early on. It's very annoying that you can easily beat Man United by outrunning them. You don't need quality, just run more, says Christoph. I think this is a great thing from Dello as well, because the keeper's had to make a save. It's dipping in under the bar from the edge of the box. And this is brilliant from Dello, because he's really been working on this season, this shooting from the edge of the box. And we've seen it a lot, and it can be frustrating, but he's put a lot of work into it. Stuart Andrew, welcome to Members Club. Do you think we overpaid for Rasmus? No. Well, we probably did overpay for Rasmus. We overpaid for Martinez. It's not a terrible reflection on the player. 9-0 to United has been. I mean, I'd bloody love that. I'd love United to win it 9-0. I really would. But I got to be honest, I don't think we will. Welcome to everyone on TikTok as well. Give us a follow. Got my chat up. Got me like YouTube chat. Got multiple. Got Liverpool, Everton on as well. Want to keep an eye on Crystal Palace score against Newcastle as well. That could be important to us too. Where can I put this? That's what she said. Ah, I've done it again. I need to put this somewhere. How's about... You can go there. That's good. Yeah, no, we won't win 9-0. We won't win 9-0. Just say hi, Mark, says Crackless. Thank you very much. I don't feel so good, says Bran. Get well soon, mate. Welcome to the Members Club, Stuart. You're an absolute legend, by the way. Get your badge in. Thank you very much for your support. Yeah, early Man United starting off with a shot from Dello. I'm not jinxing anything, Warren. I'll keep my gob shut, especially after the being 3-0 up against Coventry and saying it's a bit of a wasted trip for all their fans, and then the shit hit the fan. So I'm aware of the jinx. Mark, thought you and Seb Maguire at Old Trafford for the game. And yeah, we were meant to be, but as I said, I had this thing in London, so there was just no way we were going to get up there. Bryce says, cheers to 5 years with the United Stand. Thanks for what you're doing. Thanks to the rest of the community. Need a win today. Thank you very much, Bryce. You're a legend. Shout out to Taddy on TikTok. Give us a follow if you're on there. Appreciate that. I want to see... I think the stats carousel is going to be really interesting tonight to see how we do in relation to possession. As you see, it's going around there. You can download that for free, actually, on the OneFootball app. Links in the description. Give it a go. Love that. OneFootball for free on Apple and Android. Get all your latest scores, football news, etc. 93% possession for Manchester United so far. Hopefully it will stay that way. Mizanar, thank you. Ultras. Appreciate that. Do you think Sheffield United could win? Absolutely not going to answer that. Anything's possible with this United side, but we also just need... I want to see United getting hold of the ball a little bit. I mean, Wan-Bissaka's playing at right back at the moment, so that's a bit of a tactical shift. I mean, that's just a shit ball by Casemiro again. I mean, fucking hell. Do you think Casemiro's just had a bang on the head or something? Or do you think he's just not trying? Because some of his passing... That penalty at the weekend was lazy. He's just we're passing the ball around at right back, and he just drifts a ball into the middle of the pitch, which a Sheffield United player gets. It's weird. It's like Tony says, it's like he's thrown in the towel, but he's the worst player. You would never, if you know anything about Casemiro, he wouldn't do that. Penalty to Liverpool, to Everton. Penalty to Everton. And he's yellow carded Alisson. Basically, Calvert-Lewin was running through one-on-one. And Alisson comes running out. I mean, he's probably miles offside. He's probably offside. It's definitely a penalty. Well, there's lots of football to keep an eye on tonight. United on the attack at the moment with Wan-Bissaka. ESPN put out a list yesterday of Erik ten Hag's best signing and said Anana was top. Have people already forgotten what happened in Europe? Just do it. Well, he's not the top signing. Casemiro was brilliant last year. Martinez is a good signing. He's just been injured. Eriksen was a good signing, but Andy Carroll finished him. Rasmus is a good signing. He just doesn't get any service. They're just reviewing the Liverpool thing at the moment as to whether... I think Calvert-Lewin is offside. Oh, he's miles off. He's fucking miles off. So it won't be a penalty. If Rasmus doesn't have a shot today, we're really in trouble, says Pally. Have you heard the news about Tom Cleverley at Watford, Mark? Yep, the new manager, Daniel. Well done to him. Thanks for the follow, Pa. Appreciate that. Goated says penalty to Everton on TikTok, but it's not because Calvert-Lewin is offside. So it's not going to get given. Hi, Mark. Proving that we can get something positive from playing bottom tonight. PS, can only get Italy. Can you give me a channel, Mark? I can't. No, Sean. Sorry. Thanks for the follow, Kevlar and Shuey. Alisson. It's going to be offside. I think. I mean, I don't know why VAR has taken so long on this because he was clearly offside. What striker would you bring in the summer? Says Brian. I like Sesko. That's ridiculous, isn't it? That is absolutely ridiculous. How long they took on that. Wonder if he gets his yellow card undone then. VAR in the mud, and we've only been playing for a couple of minutes. Not in our game, though. They took about 2.5 minutes to assess this offside in the Everton game. And you would look at it and go, it's offside on one glance. Chris Bell, welcome to the Members Club. Yeah, I'd go for Sesko in the summer, Brian. United knocking the ball around nicely at the moment. I mean, Sheffield, I mean, look, we should have a... We're playing against a low block, aren't we? We're going to play against a low block tonight. That's what we're going to do. And it's all about Aden and Binny. Thanks for the follow. It's all about whether we can break that low block. And I think that's probably another reason why he might have kept Ahmad on the bench. But what I want to see tonight is Man United playing in a different way. You know, I want to see us probing. You've got Eriksen on the pitch. He gets on really well with Rasmus. You've got Garnacho on his best position on the left. Let's see if we can create some chances. That's what I want to see. It was based on age and only Premier League stats, no Championship stats for that ESPN article. And the fact is 4.34 fewer goals than is expected, says Ivan. Thank you very much for that, Ivan. Appreciate it. Sound of the underground. Apparently Xavi's staying at Barcelona. Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted it. So that would be Barcelona not in the manager market. Bruno, Garnacho. Oh, good block. I think Bruno could have took that on a bit there, but United had a good break. Right, I'm going to have to slow this chat down a little bit. It's going wild tonight. Apologies. I can't even read it. Bruno would have been offside. Thank you very much, Haj. Yeah, Newcastle are playing Crystal Palace tonight. Zullison says it's going to be a tough match tonight. We need to work hard against such a great team compared to United. Fuck off. You cheeky bastard. I was reading that out like you were coming out with some really good analysis, and you're actually just trolling, aren't you? Mark, you're a bit delayed. Well, we will be delayed tonight, mate. It's I think we all know why it will be delayed, because it's just the typical British game and the way they cover it. But apologies. But if you want to sink in, I mean, I've got the audio on it, which is in real time anyway. But greetings from Bulgaria, Mark. Thanks for all you do, says Galen and Eric Gaska. Thank you very much. We've also got Liverpool-Everton on as well. We've got the TikTok chat, so we've got you covered. Moors are winning 3-1, I think. I love fashion shows. Last time I checked. Eric, thank you very much. Greetings from Bulgaria, says Galen. Garnacho, Anthony into Wan-Bissaka. The ball was a little bit shit, to be fair. From Wan-Bissaka, he's got to help that in. Oh, Wan-Bissaka needs to sort his passing out a little bit. 2 bad passes into Anthony. Liverpool Everton's 0-0. Oh, I've got a, has anyone ever had this? I've got a monitor, and in the middle of it there's a red circle like a target. We were playing wrestling, me and Seb, earlier, and there's a red circle with a target in the middle. I thought it was to do with the game, but actually it's still on the screen. I think I've hit something, haven't I? Delo's playing really well down the left-hand side. Lovely cut back, ends with a corner. Angry Ginge Clips, hope you're doing well. I wonder if it's the real one. I'll have to figure it out later. Corner to United. Get it on Harry's head. Get it on Harry's head. David Enright, thanks for the follow. You're a legend. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube. You can give us a follow if you're on TikTok. Corner to United. It's the reticile on your monitor. Sniper watching you. I might have trolled a little bit, but I love your content, Mark, says Zullison. So I'll pay for the finger I got. Mate, I like a bit of banter. Casemiro got on the header from the corner, but no dice. No dice. Made a meal and threw it up on Sunday. 80% possession for Manchester United. This is what we want. This is what we want. We want goals as well. I'll see if I can fix this while I'm live. What would it be? I don't know what it would be, because I only ever mess around with the volume. English timeout, DP capability, H position, bright frame, brightness. I don't know what it is. It's definitely something I've clicked. Oh. I don't know what it is. I do not know. Love United fans cheering for Ten Hag at the start, says De Gea. Yeah. What channel is it on, Mark? Says Bounty Hunter. It depends what country you're in. William Lyons, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Do you miss getting to watch Man United with your son, says Cody Brown. I've never watched Man United with my son. Love United fans cheering for Ten Hag at the start. Mount says his best position is as an 8, says Mark. He's got to prove it then, hasn't he? Sheffield United are on the attack here. And he shoots wide. You'll get chances against Man United. You get chances against Man United. Garnacho giving the ball away again to Casper. Els Price, thanks for the follow. So Ten Hag is following Wilcox's passing football plan, says Abhishek. So cute how Rashford's absence and we're playing more fluid could have some correlation, says Rishank. And just putting it out there at the difference in everybody when a certain somebody isn't on the pitch is Oliver. It is Sheffield United though, and they are on the attack again. Shot straight at Anana. Wilcox will be happy with this high possession and pressing football we're playing, says Tyrone. You seem in a good mood tonight, Mark, says Aidan. I think when you go away for the day and you've been busy and you've been travelling and you get back home, it's nice, isn't it? And it's nice to have a watch along with you lot. Corbin and Creator C, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. What do I think about Arnie Slot to Liverpool? I think it's brave. I think it's brave. I think it's brave, yeah. Look, he's an interesting coach, but I don't think he's a coach that Man United would have gone for. 0-0 in all the games at the moment. Wolves and Bournemouth have been playing for half an hour. Palace, Newcastle kicked off the same time as us, and Everton, Liverpool kicked off the same time as us. It's 0-0 in all of the games. When are you and Will going to save football from the 3 p.m. blackout rule? It's an absolute farce in this day and age. Jake, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I've been on about it for a long time. I really would like to make it. I really would like to stop it. Angry Ginge says I can have a shout out, but it won't be the real Angry Ginge. You don't need a shout out. Garnacho's just been fouled, gone down. Victor says we're playing shite. It looked like a good tackle. But the point I was trying to make is that what do you think United are going to do against Sheffield United in the first 15 minutes? We're not going to be 5-0 up. Sheffield United will go anywhere. Etihad, Old Trafford, Burnley and park the bus. You've got to get that first goal. That's what happens. If you get that first goal, it changes everything. They're going to park the bus. Oh, and Anna just got a big roar. It's quite nice listening to the audio as well, because I don't normally get to listen to it here in the crowd. Why did he get a roar? Because he took the ball down on the halfway line from a long ball. He's got a lovely touch. Alisson's just made a big save for Liverpool from a header from Calvert-Lewin. Everton trying to derail the Liverpool title charge. User says, do you think Maguire is playing with an injury? Yes. I think there's 2 or 3 players playing with an injury. I think Garnacho's playing with an injury. Maguire's playing with an injury. Fair play for them for putting the shirt on. But we have, I mean, look, it's early days, but we have passed the ball around a lot better. Mark Bruno Gomes is linked to Arsenal. Anyway, we can hijack the deal, says Bruno. We won't have the money. Be a very good signing for Arsenal if they did it. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. You're very welcome. I need to know how to turn this red circle with the bloody arrow on it. I can't figure for the life of me what I've done. Yeah, Sheffield United are the worst team in the Premier League. They're bottom of the league, and they're probably in the top 5 worst Premier League sides ever, really. It is. It's the third button. Whoever said third button, you're a legend. On, off. Oh, shit, I've turned it on again now. Ah, what am I doing? Get out. What was that? 1, 2, 3. It's gone. It's gone. Well done. That's a goal. That's as good as a goal, that is. That should be on Twitter. That I didn't even see who said third button. If I can find them, they deserve a massive shout out. Can we find them? Glory hole, says Popper. It wasn't you. Turn it on and off again. Iram, no. Google it, says James. No. Third button, Steve Easton. He should be trending on Twitter. Steve Easton is an absolute legend. So basically on the Liverpool-Everton game, I'd been playing wrestling with Seb earlier and I'd pressed a button and for some reason there was a circle, red circle with an arrow with a cross in the middle, like a sniper. And I thought it was something to do with the game and then it's still there for the football. And Steve Easton has told me how to turn it off. He's an absolute legend. That's got to be a yellow card for the foul on Mainu. You've got to get your yellow cards out there, mate. Did he give him a yellow card? Gifted 10 memberships. Carmine, you're a legend. Thank you very much. Absolute legend. It wasn't a yellow card, apparently. Oh, Mainu nearly got a shot off in the box, but a bit of a heavy touch. Mark, why aren't we going for Douglas Luiz? A midfield pivot of him and Mainu would be brilliant on the ball and defensively. Arsenal interested. Money, Robble. I don't think Man United can afford to go to Villa and try and sign Douglas Luiz or Newcastle and try and sign Bruno Guimaraes. I just don't think the money's there to do it. I think that's the honest answer. Why can't we find Rasmus? Because he's got about 4 players around him. Eriksen's just had a shot over the bar. Thanks for the follow, Mark and Melissa. Did Seb beat me on wrestling, says Rob. He's really in a bad mood. He's gone to bed now, but he's in a really bad mood. So it was a double, it was a tag team game. I was Shawn Michaels and Bret the Hitman Hart, and he was Roman Reigns and John Cena. And I said, I can only play till 7:20 because I've got to set up for the stream. We started at 7:05. And basically, he did it again. He was battering me, throwing me around the ring, this, that, and the other. And I said, you need to pin me because when it hits 7:20, I'm turning it off. And he didn't do it. Now, some might say you should have carried on, but I set the time limit. It's a lesson. Don't play with your food. What do you think the issues at Chelsea are? Haven't got a striker, DPD. Struggling against the low block again. Why has Garnacho not shot first time there? Why has he took an extra touch there? It's a good save, but he should have hit it first time. We should be 1-0 up. We should be 1-0 up. Garnacho's danced into the box. There are players there, but he's got the chance to hit it first time. He takes an extra touch and the keeper makes a great save, but he should have scored. It is a good save, but I think he could have hit it first time. 0-0 at the moment, Archie Crane. Adds Sheffield United are definitely not dominating. Great play, though, says Teresa. Mark, look for dial point in your monitor settings and turn it off. What brand is it? I've done it, Mr. Patel. We've done it. We've fixed it. Bournemouth are beating Wolves at the Molineux 1-0. Semenyo. I think we've knocked the ball around very nicely, but it's just putting the ball in the back of the net. What we had, 23 minutes. You want to get a goal in a game like this. Work listening to the game through your content. Love the content, says Lifeless YT. Thank you very much, pal. Mark, what would you be your dream signing be to United? I don't think United's problem can be solved by a dream signing anymore. I think those days are long gone. You simply can't solve Man United's problems with one signing anymore. But if I could sign any player, I think I'd probably be looking at a midfielder like what you've mentioned. You know, I think someone like a Bruno Fernandes would be a very, very good signing for any Premier League side. There's no point signing a striker or a winger. We need somebody that's going to scruff of the neck player, centre back, Rodri, someone like that. Yeah, you just need somebody that can grab hold of the team. But one player is never going to be enough. Prefer this no 40-yard shots or Hollywood pass as the wheelbarrow. We've had well, look. You don't have 82% possession unless you can actually pass the ball about. I think I think we will score. Lots of people saying Anthony's having a good game. Bruno's shot cross. Anthony edge of the box. He's going to have to... Shouldn't have shot there. Should have laid it off to Garnacho. Good block, though, says Dafford. Danny, welcome to the Members Club, you legend. Anthony's having a good game. Right winger 1-2 with the left, says Aaron. Joseph says he'd sign De Jong. Klopp's going mad at the referee about something. Hulmland's got a release clause as well. Look, he'd be a very good signing, Nick. I just don't know whether we've got the money for it. Kelly says that Bruno just can't take corners. Anthony's on fire, says JSEB. Mainu's done well in the box. Rasmus needs to lay it off. Anthony shoots wide. I mean, these are good opportunities. These are good opportunities for Garnacho should have scored. Anthony from the edge of the box should be... Oh, Everton have scored. Liverpool are having a bloody nightmare. And I think it's Branthwaite. Branthwaite has scored for Liverpool. For Everton. And it will definitely be onside. Yeah, it just drops to him and he puts it in the back of the net. 1-0. Everton lead 1-0. Mark, I got my wisdoms out yesterday and my mum said I was singing United chants the whole car ride home while I was still on my medicine. This is Trevor. We need to... Well, I hope you're feeling better, Trevor, because it can be quite painful. We need to give Ahmad a whole game bench Rashi, says Brandon. Well, Rashi's not even in the game today. United refusing to pay... they're looking at an offside again. He's onside because of the arm of the Liverpool player there. Surely. Is it your hand or you... Is it... Oh, he might be off. He might be off here. United refusing to pay 10 million for Ashford and go and get him now to save for signings, says GSM. Sometimes it looks like they're playing as a team, says Florian. I think they might be giving this. I think this will be a goal. I think he's onside, yeah. Because you can tell it's been given because they've ran through. Ball over the top from Sheffield United, but Anana's through there. Get Musiala, nobody helping with the goals, says Pramit. And goal's been given for Everton. Offside wasn't there. They'll be loving this, Everton. I mean, they've not had a great season, but if they can stop Liverpool and Klopp winning the Premier League, they'll love it. We need to be winning at half-time, says Lee Berman. Well, we do, yeah. You're right. Lee Fox, thanks for giving us a follow on TikTok. Would you try the diamond formation, says Mark. These games are always... These games are always difficult because... Oh, God. Don't you just hate it when wires get all tangled up? It's one of my pet hates. It's one of those... Olu, thanks for the follow. It's one of those things, isn't it? You always know this. When you're at home against a team that's parking the bus, you want to score in the first 20 minutes because then they've got to change the way that they're playing. And I agree with Adam Curtis. We should be 1-0 up because Garnacho's chance really should have been scored. Good save by the keeper, but it was a good chance. Everton are 1-0 up, by the way. Some people are saying, talking about offside, it's already been given, they're playing. Still 0-0 between Newcastle and Crystal Palace. 31 minutes played there, like the same with us. I'm at my first game, Mark. I hope we win, says Giovanni. We just need to fucking score. I mean, Sheffield United, there's nothing in it for them, is there? I mean, they need to win, basically. They're 17 points, so a draw is no good for them. I mean, they're basically going to go down anyway. They've only got 4 games to go, 12 points. They can get to fucking hell. They're basically down. They can only get 29 points, Sheffield United, and Forest are on 26. So they're basically down, Sheffield United, no matter what. So they're just trying to get something memorable, I suppose. That'll be another 25 million for Branthwaite, says Dance. Sell Rashford this summer. Who's your PFA Player of the Year, says Abel. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it yet. I'll probably talk about it on the podcast. I don't know. I think there's a few contenders for Player of the Year this year. I think Player of the Season, Team of the Season's easier. Ericsson into Rasmus. He's not going to get that off. He's gone too wide. Oh, he got his shot off, to be fair. Can we dial down the Everton commentary, please? Says AJ. No. Why can't we break down a low block, says Nathan. We've never been able to play against a low block. Mourinho couldn't play against a low block. Ollie couldn't play against a low block. It's just some... Again, I think it's player profile. Ericsson's been solid, says Cocky. It's like the graveyard shift up front. It's not exclusive to Rasmus or Ten Hag. It's been going on for years. I think the problem is the player profile. We just don't have the players to move the ball quick enough. Amrabat should really get a look instead of Scooby-Doo, says Aaron. Thoughts on La Liga playing some games in America, says Joseph. Well, it's always going to come, isn't it? When you've got competition, somebody's going to start doing weird stuff like that to try and break new markets. Erin, thank you very much for the follow on TikTok. Still 15 minutes to go to half time. Who do I think's Man United's Player of the Year, says Snake? I think it's... Fucking hell, this keeper. This keeper's having a fucking worldie. He's just saved it low from Mainu. I don't know. He's made a good save from Garnacho. He's made a good save from Mainu. I mean, you can't argue. I think Man United's Player of the Year probably is Dalot, Garnacho. Yeah, I think one of those two across the season. I mean, Mainu's come in and done a great job. There's been other players who've had good sections of the season, but I think that Dalot or Garnacho for me would be the two across the season. How do you break a low block, says John? You need players that will probe and probe and probe and probe and not panic. Man City are very good at it. You know, the Bernardo Silvas, the Phil Fodens, the Kevin De Bruynes, the Rodris. These players that will just play and play and play and play and play. Oh, Darwin Núñez has just missed an absolute sitter one-on-one. Yeah, it's quick, decisive play, Andrew. It's passing. It's we just don't have the players. We don't have the players. Oh, fucking hell. Anana has just fucking... What has he done? He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Don't talk to me about spending £50 million on a guy to play out from the back who passes out from the back like he's fucking Stevie Wonder. £50 million. I told you not to get rid of fucking De Gea. 80-something% possession. We've missed 2 golden opportunities because their goalkeeper's having a fucking worldie. And Anana plays an assist for their fucking striker. Their first real chance and they've scored. You don't fucking believe it. That's what we've paid 50 million quid for. This is what we got rid of De Gea for. Some fucking idiot in goal who basically gets assists for the opposition. Not only are we out of fucking Europe because of him, we're now losing to Sheffield United because of him. Absolutely fucking idiot. Stevie Wonder FC. He's a prat. What a prat. What an absolute prat. Idiot. Now we're in big, big trouble because Sheffield United have got something to hold on to. You can't... These teams that come to Old Trafford and park the bus, you can't fucking concede first. What a waste of money. What an absolute waste of money. I mean, I want him to do well and he's been better since Christmas, but that's just fucking idiotic. Just end this season now. It's so painful to watch. We should be 2-0 up. We've had 2 bloody big chances. And you're going through the ringer again. Who was said? Yeah, Shahin says, who was it who said that he's Ten Hag's best signing? Because you've just took the Jinx award. Done on his front post as well. He should save it. He should save it. He gets done on his front post. It's lazy goalkeeping. You're exactly right. Jake Marshall says, Will Brazier looks like a young Ozzy Osbourne. Best signing according to ESPN, says Billy. Anana dumping United out of Europe twice in one season, says Scheller. Fucking just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stuart Andrews says, ESPN and the list of top signings, Anana the top list. What an absolute joke. Fodderingham's an incredible goalkeeper, says Thomas. Well, their goalkeepers made 2 worldies. And our goalkeepers just gifted them a goal. But look, I've never, ever, this is a new low, says Cal. I have never, ever stopped saying we shouldn't have got rid of De Gea. We never should have got rid of De Gea. It just wasn't worth getting rid of a Golden Glove winner with all that experience and leadership. It wasn't worth doing it. And let's just do the maths on this. We got rid of De Gea and spent £50 million to replace him. That to me, it wasn't a swap. We didn't do good business. We let De Gea go for nothing and spent £50 million on Anana. Do you think Anana is £50 million better than De Gea? ALFPL says, I'm glad you're not getting Champions League football. Mate, we're not getting any bloody European football at the moment. Mr. Darkside said, this is not Ten Hag's fault, but Christ. Well, yeah, I mean, look, the Ten Hag outers will be loving it. Of course they will. But there is... I have massive sympathy for him. We should be 2-0 up and we're 1-0 down. Well, let's play devil's advocate here. You never blame Ten Hag, who got rid of a top keeper to buy... Mate, Sean, you're not playing devil's advocate. I've been very open about that since last summer. I think it's a mistake. Now, managers make mistakes, but I would never change... No one will ever change my mind about that. Never. It was a stupid thing to do. It was terrible business. We can't catch a break as fans this season, says Nigel. Bring on the youngsters. We've got nothing to lose, says Terence. Number of times Anana's been beaten on his near post is embarrassing, says Clow. Thanks for the follow, Harvard Edge. Look, I've spoken to goalkeeping coaches at the highest level, and they don't rate Anana. Half this team should go, and why not start Ahmad, says Nathan King. The thing is, Sheffield United now, it's like fucking Christmas, isn't it? Bruno, stupid long shots now. Everyone calm down, says the wheelbarrow. Love Eric Ten Hag, but Mount and Anana, terrible transfers, says Ben. Well, I wouldn't put Mount in that equation. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know about that, would you? You wouldn't expect him to get 3 injuries in his first season and hardly play. 10 Hag out, says Zorks. Newcastle are still 0-0 with Palace. Bounty Hunter says, I'm not sure I can deal with this anymore. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. It is hard. It's the fans I feel sorry for. Like, it's just constantly difficult to deal with. It's always the fans who suffer, isn't it? Always the fans who suffer. And their keeper, unlike our keeper, looks like he's having a very focused day. Which is just bloody typical as we approach half-time. Oh! He's done it again! Slabhead! Get in! Harry Maguire! Harry Maguire, 1-1. Get in, you bastards. Love that. Get in. Harry the hero. Get in. Get in. Well, look, it's only 1-1. But I love this club. I want us to win. And fuck everybody who doesn't. Get in, 1-1. Garnacho with the cross into the box as well. You know, we don't get many crosses from the left-hand side. It's a lovely cross by Garnacho, to be fair. Maguire flicks it lovely. It's a brilliant header by Maguire. Absolutely brilliant header by Maguire, actually. The flick on that into the bottom corner. He's suddenly... I tell you what, Maguire's found his sat-nav. I'm going to start calling him sat-nav because we call him slabhead because basically it hits his forehead and goes anywhere. But the last 2 games, he's found some direction and it's a lovely goal. People are saying it might be offside. Oh, he's miles off. He's fucking miles off. Oh, no, he might not be. 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 People are saying he might be offside. He might not. Fucking hell. Bienda in, says Gorvin. Will an FA Cup win redeem the season? Says Mihir. It's been given. Redemption. Redemption. Jan's remove his... Wow. Wow. We're going through the motions tonight. 1-1, Manchester United. Jan Sommer bad at Bayern, now champion of Serie A. Inter is a great setup and team. Mistake to think Anana was extraordinary. Where United go from here, says Gog. Back to 1-1, Gog. And it's important when you concede a goal like that to score a goal very, very quickly, of course. Mark, maybe we should just assume we are going to end with 50 points and then any points from here will feel better, says Mario. I swear to God, I'm going to ask Van der Sar to get out of retirement if this keeps going, says Cohen. Ashmael says Maguire's proved himself over the last couple of months. Look, I'd still cash in on Maguire. I mean, I think we live in a football world where people are just flip flop from one to the other. I'd still sell Maguire. He's got value. He's 31. He's never going to play in a high press. If he stays next season and we buy 2 centre backs, he'll be back on the bench. So I probably still would sell him in the summer. But what he's done for us over the last few weeks is incredible. Their keeper's made another fucking great save. It should be 4-1. Should be 4-1. Their keeper's been brilliant. He's made 3 fantastic saves. Absolutely fantastic. What's this keeper on? I know. It's not even that bad by Garnacho. I think he's hit that one quite well. Ten Hag in, some players out, says Hugh. Who is the VAR today, says Nickett. Bruno has got to come off the corner, says Cole. Is it Harry Potter or Harry Maguire? Seb loves it, says Chris. He will. He'll be asleep now. But Hughes lad says you scared the poo out of me. We've got to win tonight. I'm not taking this low of losing or drawing with Sheffield United. We've got to win tonight. Joel Tomlinson says the same fans calling for Ten Hag's head were demanding a 5-year project last year. They're fickle, says Joel. I don't know how long's been added on here. Keepers on sneak, says Jelly. Have you seen the movie 300 when they ask militia what their profession is? Hell, most of our players would answer that they're a footballer, says Killen. Garnacho, player of the season, says Miha. I think it's him or Delo. Ericsson's just had a shot over the bar. There's 3 minutes added on here. Liverpool are still losing 1-0. I'm not going to make any apologies to put Solihull Moors on at half-time, by the way. It's apparently 3-2 there. Hi, Mark. I was thinking even if Ineos want Ten Hag out, they can't even pay for Ashford's leave to end. I wonder where they would even find the cash, says Mana. And good for Harry, one of the few players that fights for the badge. And he's playing injured, Florian. Maguire's playing injured. Lucas and Martinez, thanks very much for your follow. Well, I'd take 1-1 at half-time, considering it should be 4-0, really. But we were 1-0 down, so get in at half-time, level. And, you know, get some fucking tactics in the... Not tactics, bit of a team talk in the second half. Good defending on the front post. Another corner for Man United. Solihull are 4-2 now, says Rob. What happened to Bruno? When he joined, his decision-making was so good. Now he shoots every time when near the box. I don't get it, says I see dead bodies. Oh, we're just about to hit half-time here. Mykonos Magic Maguire, says James. Mark, would you go on Dragon's Den and have Eric Ten Hag as your business partner, says James. What's the business going to be? We've had 6 corners in this game. Better make it. Get in, says Gwyn. Well, Anana's walking off smiling with Wan-Bissaka. I mean, fucking... I'm all for confident goalkeepers, but he's a fucking prat. Like, he's an absolute prat. I pre-ordered your book for my birthday. Get in, says Alex. No point saying should be 4-0. You know damn well we would throw it away at 3-0 anyway, says James. Kaz says, because of Man United standards, 5-year project means consistent top 4, few cups and 5th year a title. However, all forgot we've been shite for a decade, says Kaz. Thank you very much. So we're at half time. Let me stop the clock. Wherever it is. There we go. Chat back. What are your thoughts at half time? Let me pop that out for a bit. It's hurting my ear. Well, look, in general, honestly, my general feeling is that we should be winning 3 or 4-0 based on Maguire's goal and 3 really good chances after that. Before that, 1 after that. Garnacho's had 2 really good chances. Manu had a really good chance. Their goalkeepers made 3 outstanding saves. So I think we should be 4-0 up. But we're 1-1 because we've got a Pratt in goal who has had nothing to do and then completely... I mean, look, I'm going to tell you a story now. This is why we're not winning this game, right? We're not winning this game because we've got a goalkeeper that has yet to display that he has the qualities to be a Manchester United goalkeeper. Because if you listen to Peter Schmeichel or David De Gea or Edwin van der Sar, if you go to Crystal Palace away last season, we absolutely dominated them. Remember that shot they had? David De Gea hadn't done anything at Selhurst Park for about half an hour. And then this worldy shot from the edge of the box is dipping into the top corner. And he's not had a save to make for half an hour and he tips it over the bar. That's what a Man United goalkeeper is. You might have an hour, you might have half an hour, you might have 20 minutes where you do nothing. And it's that one moment where you've got to step up. And what Anana's done there is, I've got fucking nothing to do. Oh, the ball's here, pass it to the opposition. I don't care whether you like Anana, whether you think we should have kept De Gea. That is not an agenda, Abdul. He's a fucking prat. That's what he is. And he needs telling that in the dressing room. If I was Bruno, I'd be telling him, you're a fucking prat, mate. We're working our arse off and you are making this even harder because you're not doing the simple things well. Like, it's not acceptable that. He's meant to be a £50 million goalkeeper and his big attribute is passing. Like, that, this team's fighting for its fucking life. Switch on. That's all I'd say to him. Just switch the fuck on. Concentration. That's just, you've been lazy there. You've not thought the pass through. You've been nonchalant. You're at Manchester United. You're at Old Trafford. Switch the fuck on. That's not acceptable. And that's all I'd say. Don't you think the reason for Varane and Casemiro loss of form is because they don't have anything to fight for, like in Real Madrid? Motivation might be an issue, says Sahil. Back the keeper, says Thiago. Look, I back the keeper. We aren't going to sell him. He's going to be our goalkeeper for next season, definitely. But he needs to fucking switch on. If we sit there and go, oh, it's all right. It's not all right. It's not all right. Like, switch the fuck on, basically. It's on you. You deserve the criticism for it. Now stop doing it. Anana is arrogant. He knows he's not going to get dropped, says Lee. What are musts for United this summer in terms of transfers, says Ante? Mate, I want to talk about now. The musts now are winning this game of football. Absolutely. We're crying out for a Kanchelskis type player, says Simon. But look, let's have a look at the stats at half time. I mean, 83% possession for Man United is unheard of. The pass accuracy is 92% as well. So you can't argue with that. We've had most of the ball. We've been very accurate with the ball. We've played 437 passes. They played 91. We've had 6 corners to their 0. And in a Premier League game, we genuinely should. I'd say 3-0 at half time would be fair. 4-0 it could be. And we're 1-1. So if I was Ten Hag, I'd say, look, you've done everything right. They've not had any real chances apart from that mistake. We've had 4 really good chances. We've scored 1 goal. We can't concede with stupidness again. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll win the game. You know, it'd be nice to win it 4 or 5-0 and boost our goal difference, but we've got to win the game. So just go out there, do what you did in the first half, keep creating chances, don't get nervous, keep doing what you're doing. We've got 82% possession. Our pass accuracy is over 90%. If we keep that up, it's impossible that we don't score in front of the Stretford end. So just keep doing what you're doing. That's all you got to say. I've never liked Maguire, but this season, the way he's handled everything and what he's been doing for us, I have a lot of respect for him, and others should put their heads down. You know what it is with Maguire, Zeus? Take the captaincy off somebody, the pressure goes. You can focus on your own game. And I think that's what we've seen with him. Just got out of work. Hope your day is going good. Who's been the standout player of the half, says Dimitri. Great question. What does everybody think about that? Standout player of the half. I think Garnacho's played well again. I think that Delo's... I think down the left-hand side, Delo and Garnacho have been really good. Solihull Moors have beaten Halifax. They'll play Barnet in the playoff semi-final at the weekend. And that will be played, I think, at Barnet, who are a decent side. So we roll on. Well done, Solihull Moors. Hope to catch the end of it. Let's not act like David... can I just frame this from Will Edwards? I mean, look, Will... I'm passionate. I want Man United to win. I don't really care if you agree with me or you don't. But I think I don't know what you're talking about. Let's not act like De Gea didn't make costly mistakes. We won the Golden Glove last year, mate. We finished third in the league. We had the most clean sheets in the league. We only conceded 9 goals at home all season. What are you talking about, Will? What are you talking about? And what relevancy does it have to the fact that we're playing Sheffield United? We should be winning, but this goalkeeper's made another fucking stupid mistake. We're not getting rid of Anana. I'm not saying get rid of Anana. What I'm doing, Will, is critiquing him. Now, I don't know whether you're a chuff monster and you're about 20 years of age and you don't understand critique. You think it's hate or toxicity. But some of us have been on this planet a little bit longer where you can actually say, that comedian's not funny. That footballer's not good enough. That's a stupid fucking mistake. And that's what we're saying, Will. Anana has made tonight a harder job because he's not concentrating. And if you want to go and say, don't worry about it, mate. You're on a couple of $100,000 a week. You're playing for Man United. It doesn't matter. Why do you think we've been shit for 10 years, Will? Because of attitudes like that. If you want to be the best, then you better switch on. And he needs calling out for it. He'll be in goal on Saturday, and he'll be here next season. And I ain't got a problem with that. But I don't want to see that happening again. We've seen it happening too much this season. He needs a bollocking and he needs to switch on. And that's what needs to happen. Nobody's saying sell him. Nobody's saying he's going to get sold. We're just saying, wake the fuck up and do your job. Because you're making the job harder for everybody else. And he has cost us a lot of goals this season. And he's got to stop doing it. The goals he costs us across this season are not the normal type of mistakes you expect. They're totally preventable. He's got to stop making... I mean, look, the pass is stupid and then he gets done on the front post. He's got to start... Look, he has been a lot better since Christmas. But it's his attitude as well. At half-time, he's smiling and going... Rah, rah, rah. No, switch on. You wouldn't see Schmeichel smiling about that at half-time. You wouldn't. We've got to get the standard right. Anthony's a bit cagey playing the safe pass. I think Ahmad will come on. And I think Ahmad will work well in a game like this. Andres says, big difference between playing at the back and from the back. Big difference between playing at the back. Our quality of shots are terrible, says Andreas. Tiago says, you never criticise De Gea, he cost us more. I don't know. Whoa. Mate, you're a twat. You are. Like, you're an idiot. Like, how can David De Gea cost us more than Anana when Anana's only been here 9 months and cost us Europe? Like, David De Gea won a Premier League. We won trophies with David De Gea. He won the Golden Glove. He won Player of the Year 3 out of 4 years in a row. How can Anana be better than De Gea? Like, you can prefer Anana, fine. But you can't say he's better. And nobody's having that conversation. You're having that conversation because you've lost. We're talking about Man United against Sheffield United and why it's 1-1 because a goalkeeper isn't doing his job. We're not taking it anything beyond that. And if you want to say he's better than Raya or he's better than Pickford, fine. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this game and a mistake that shouldn't be happening. All the people saying not to go hard on Anana would be the same ones clowning if it happened at the other end. Ethan, all the people saying don't go in on Anana will be saying Ten Hag out if it's 1-1. The stakes are big. I'm sorry. I don't think we're at a point in this season where we can go, oh, let him off. Doesn't matter. If we miss an open goal in the last minute and draw, whoever misses that open goal will get the same treatment. You can't be messing about in a game like this. What are your thoughts on the BBC asking if Maguire is United's player of the season, says Glenn? Idiots. How many chances does Garnacho need to score? 40 plus games and he's only got 7 goals. He's not good enough. I think he's been probably our best player, Zooting. It's all Ronaldo's fault. Ten Hag needs a striker who doesn't score, says Dullen. And how do Man United turn promising players like Anana into rubbish? Something in the water supply at Carrington, says Bran. I think in essence, the reason Anana has struggled this season is because we are playing a low block and he can't sweep a keep and play out from the back, which is exactly, the mistake he makes is what we bought him for. Not for the mistake, but we've bought him to play out from the back and he's very, very good at it. But we can't afford to be gifting goals at the moment because we don't score enough. Nicholas says, I love the channel and so do my boys. They don't want Sky commentators anymore. Please, as one man to another, the F's are hectic lately. Please, I beg you. I can't help it, Nicholas. I can't help it. I've tried to stop the swearing. I can't help it. So I would suggest you don't watch because if it's a problem, I can't help it. I've said this so many times. I wish I could stop it, but I can't. Anthony seems scared to take players on. He's had multiple chances to touch and shoot or cross. Garnacho unlucky, and let's not forget he's still 19, says Dragon. And also, Nicholas, Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer and Micah Richards do a podcast, and they say the F word on there as well. Unfortunately, they're probably hearing it at school. The F word, shit. We were saying it at 8 and 9 at school. So I know it's not nice, but unfortunately, it's out there. I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. I've tried. I did it for charity about 3 years ago. I'm not going to swear for October. I lasted about 10 minutes. Can't stop it. Alex says, unfortunately, Hoyland's not a number 9. He's a false 9. No chance ever lands to him because of his positioning. I suggest we use McTominay up top for the rest of the season. Alex, do you watch the game or do you just listen to Twitter, or X or Pratt's? There was a ball in from Ericsson, which was a service ball. He's got the shot off. The keeper's made a save with his feet. There was a cross in from Bruno. He's got to it, and the defender's got there with him. That's 2 proper balls that a striker wants to get onto. I've seen Darwin Núñez be played in a one-on-one, central, and miss. It's the quality of the ball into the box. You put Ivan Toney up front, he ain't scoring goals. You can talk about movement, you can talk about positioning, but the balls aren't coming in there for him to... Even if he was in a different position, the balls aren't coming in. You've got to watch the game. You can say Rasmus is this, you can say Weghorst was that, you can say Martial was this, but the problem for the last 6 years, mate, is that we don't put the balls in the areas anyway. I can't judge whether Rasmus is a Haaland or a Lewandowski or a Weghorst or whatever because we're not seeing the balls going in there quick enough. The quality of service isn't great. And it's been a problem for years. I truly believe if he gets good quality service, he'll score goals. The same as Martial would have done. Players are coming out for the second half. We've got to win this fucking game. Mark, do you think we're better without Rashford, says Terence? I mean, possession and shots. 17 shots, 7 on target. Pass accuracy is over 90%. Yeah, but it's Sheffield United. I think we pass the ball more without Rashford. I do, but it's... Look, I think the pile-on Rashford is sometimes justified and sometimes it's too far, but I really do think that we're playing Sheffield United. If you don't swear with Man United, you'd be an angel, says Andreas. We drop Anana, I bet you would stop swearing, says Nick P. Anthony's has not had been the best game, but man, it's refreshing not to see Rashford, says Roham. I do think we'll see Ahmad. I think Ahmad's perfect against the low block. If we're still 1-1 after 60 minutes, then yeah, you've got to be looking to bring on Ahmad because of the fact that it's a low block and he's actually a good player at passing and moving. So, but we can't concede again, and we can concede again, but we can't concede again. And what I mean by that is we can't go behind again. We've got to get the next goal in this game. Do you think Real Madrid made a mistake selling Odegaard, and what are your thoughts about Arne Slot to replace Jurgen Klopp as FJ? Well, no, I think that Real Madrid didn't really have a place for Odegaard, and Arsenal made a really good move. I'd love to have Odegaard in this team, by the way. That's a proper number 10. His whole existence is about keeping the ball and creating chances. I'd love to see someone like that at United, but maybe that will be the evolution at some point. But I definitely think we'll see Ahmad. Even just because someone like Garnacho is going to be quite tired. Just got to get the win. Got to get the win tonight. Palace are still drawing with Newcastle at half-time. That's interesting because we're both level on points at the moment. We could do with Newcastle dropping some points. 50-50% possession. Newcastle have only had one shot, nothing on target. Palace have had 9 shots, 3 on target. So, watching Casemiro these days is depressing, says Big John. Elijah says, keep on swearing, it's the real world. I think as long as I don't say the C word, there's certain swear words that are unacceptable. Yano says, what a waste to watch Mark explain away and still, as a viewer, not making much sense with these shite takes. These betas are doing my head in. This is Yano. Yeah, I should just stop ignoring them, but they do tend to be super chats, so I feel like I have to read them. Big shout out to everyone who's watching as well. If you're on YouTube, we are closing in on... I'll tell you what we're closing in on. We're very close to 855,000. We're only 20 away, so please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved with the channel. We've got the fan forum later. We've got match reaction where you can do the player ratings, marking every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Of course, we've also got the fan forum after that. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock and every evening at 8 o'clock. So get involved with the United Stand, the biggest and best interactive community for Manchester United in the world. The worst C word is City, says Big John. Good one. What would you like to see happen, Mark? Well, we're attacking the Stretford end. We've got 45 minutes to score a goal. I'd like to see us go 2-1 up before the hour. Sheffield United open up a little bit, and then we can hit them for 3 or 4. I think the game will open up even more if we can score and go ahead. Anyway, whoa, lost me fucking. What we thought, and Eriksen's been steady. You know, and what I mean by steady is gets the ball, plays the simple ball. Sometimes you need a player like that. Mainu's done the same, but obviously he's got a little bit more tenacity and speed. I think Bruno's been everywhere, but you know, pretty much the Bruno this season. You can never doubt his ability to want the ball, chase the ball, but the consistent quality is just not there, is it? Teo, thanks for joining the members club. Have you seen La Liga are starting to play league games in America? I wonder how long it will take for that mentality to infect the Premier League, says Lewis. But La Liga is desperate for money. They're so desperate for money. Like, they fucked that league up because they didn't share the TV money out. So Real Madrid and Barcelona just got richer and richer and everybody else didn't. So 2-1. I think we're approaching the end of the days here, aren't we? I really do. I really do. I mean, I'm running out of words. I mean, how do you get carved open by Sheffield United? I mean, it's just... It's just unbelievable. It's a cutback again. It's a fucking cutback again. How many goals are we going to concede from cutbacks this season? It's unfucking believable. Just pick up the fucking runner. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep conceding goals like this. It's just Eriksen again not picking up the runner. How many goals has he cost us this season? It's just... I just don't know. It's a mountain to climb again. And within the first 5 minutes. I tell you what, it's so sad. You're right. There's just panic from this team, says Mario. Love from Armenia. Love your channel. I think we need to sell Anthony, Maguire, McTominay, Eriksen, Mabry, Casemiro, Anana, and just rebuild, says Mikhail. Look, there's still time. Andrew Doyle, welcome to Members Club. I don't think Anana can do anything about that. But Wan-Bissaka standing still when they're in the box, says J-Dead. There's too many players in this team that I think have checked out, honestly. I do. But you never know. We can still come back, but it's... every game's exhausting. That's the problem. There's never a game where you can just enjoy it. There is a Kindle edition of the book, mate, Liam. It's I don't know. It's a Kindle edition. I think it's an Audible edition. We make rubbish teams look good. Mark says Rock. I swear to God. Well, this is why I moaned about the Anana thing. We're not good enough to gift goals because we'll always concede goals. It's like Ranić all over again, says Nick, and I just don't understand. We concede these basic cutback goals, but we don't ever seem to score them. It's honestly tiring. Just get the season gone, says Robert. Eriksen out of his depth. He needs subbing now, says Daniel. Well, don't tell Ricky. I mean, Ricky's just obsessed with 5-yard passes, but he can't... The same thing happened against Arsenal. I swear to God, I'm going to cry if we don't win, and it will definitely ruin the rest of my week, says Heem. Mate, if we can't beat Sheffield United... Casper says, what's wrong with Wan-Bissaka? I think people overrated Wan-Bissaka. I think he's a decent right back, but some people thought he could start for be a top 4 right back. I don't think he is. Joseph Curran says, I think Ten Hag's done a good job. None of these players are top 5 players. It's a miracle you're 7th. Near post again, says Shenanigans. I don't think you can put that on Anana, that goal. It's so close to the goal. Patrick says they've got no professional pride, these players. If they need the manager to hold the bloody hands all through every match, says Patrick C. I realised I hate watching Manchester play. Both of them, it's boring, then suddenly very depressing, says Zepho. Amas is coming on, says who to blame. I mean, that's just amazing that you'd throw a lad that young on. I mean, I can't describe to you how shit Sheffield United are as well. Matt says Mainu's been poor these days as well. Nick says play the kids until the FA Cup, says Nick. I love Ten Hag, but when we're losing to the same strategies, there needs to be accountability, says Omar. I don't know. I actually disagree. I think when it comes to cutbacks, Ahmad's coming on. I think when it comes to cutbacks, you can tell people to mark their men, but if they don't fucking mark their men, what do you do? I mean, what's the alternative to picking Eriksen, Amrabat? Oh, dear. I don't know. Yeah, Daniel, I'm not reading that chat because it's just abuse. I'm not reading it. So you can do a £2 super chat. I'm not reading it. Everyone else can read Daniel's chat. I'm not reading it. It's just abuse, and I'm not reading that. Ineos need to forgive this season for Erik Ten Hag. Anthony's coming off. We've conceded 76 goals this season in all competitions, says Dan the Red. look, it's hard. It's hard to back the manager. It is hard to back the manager, but I keep saying it just reminds me of 2 years ago with Ranić, and I liked Ranić, so Anthony could have been sent off there. Space Oddie says we don't deserve this as fans. Fucking hell. It'll be 3-1 in here in a minute. It'll be 3-1 in a minute. They're all over us at the moment. We're playing absolute shite. They've obviously come and had a go. Oh, fucking hell. Delo's just missed a one-on-one now. It's crazy. It's crazy. I know we've conceded 2, but we should have scored 4 or 5. Just Keevan says, even if we end up winning, it's embarrassing. Mate, I don't give a shit about styles of wins or anything like that. You just have to win games like this. I'm not going to be the fucking win police. A win's a win. Remember my first comment, outrun Man United, then you beat them, says Christopher. Yep, and you're absolutely spot on. Crystal Palace are beating Newcastle, but there's levels to this game. Newcastle are away to Crystal Palace. We're at home to Sheffield United. Do you think Ten Hag gets sacked if we lose today, says Tej? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I just think, yeah, I mean, look, you can sack the manager, of course, that's always going to be an option, but the biggest mistake they can make is sack a manager and think another manager's going to get these players to play. It'll be the 4th time with some of these players. Specsavers, says Lindell, it seems like there's a younger player chomping at the bit to play for us at every level beneath the first team. Let's give them the chance to step up. Who's the most exciting non-first team player currently, says AJ. Primo says, I'm literally... Well, I don't agree with that, AJ. You can't just throw 17, 18-year-olds into this and expect them to solve it. To me, that's not the way to do it. Primo says, I'm literally watching the players fold on the basics, and now I have to listen to Eric Ten Hag. I hate. Marky says, I'm Ten Hag in, but I'm so tired. I'm with you. It's just like... It's hard to, you want to back the manager if you're Ten Hag in, but the players have to be up for it as well. And if they're not, you're never going to come back. Jagdish says penalty. God knows what he's watching at. Club breaks my heart, says Ollie. Reckless says, I don't think we'll sack the manager before the final. Oh, he's given a penalty to Manchester United. Oh, has he? No, he's given a goal kick. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's pointing for a goal kick. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. Don't know. I thought he'd given a penalty for pulling Maguire back, which, to be honest, did look soft. No, I think he has. If that's a penalty, it looks soft, but no softer than Rodri. It's very simple. I don't think they're penalties. I really don't think it's a penalty. I mean, again, we got one against Bournemouth, didn't we? Which I didn't think was a handball. I don't think that's a penalty, but Man City got one. Man City got one, didn't they? So you can't say that we've not had it happen to us. Everton are 2-0 up. Liverpool's title hopes are going, and Bruno makes it 2-2. Come on. Come on, then. Let's be having ya. Let's be having you. Come on. I don't care how we win. Half an hour to go. 2-2. Man United are back in it. We're making hard work of it, but come on. Ben says, who knows what is a penalty anymore. Look, I'm not here to... I want Man United to win. But I'm not here to be a hypocrite. I've got a podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football, where I moan about VAR all the time. I didn't think it was a penalty when Højlund did it to Rodri, and I don't think that that's a penalty either. But we've been on both ends of it, and they do say, Mario says Haaland got one as well. They do say that it evens it out over the season. Jason T says the ball went in anyway. Right, 2-2. Please don't fucking concede again. You know we're going to concede again. Please don't concede again. Let's just get the win and get out of Dodge. What a game for not the right reasons. Liverpool are losing 2-0. Us versus City will be R-rated arse, a space oddie. With our form, what's your confidence of beating Arsenal, mate? We've got Burnley next. We're surviving game to game here. Respectfully disagree. We can solve the problem with desire. Mainu, Garnacho, Delo, perhaps Ahmad. The young, hungry ones are bringing the culture back to the club, says AJ. Well, I hope they can. Thank God for the equaliser. Almost turned off the TV to watch paint dry, says Ty. I've put on Beavis and Budhead. I can't be arsed, says Owen Chambers. Harry Maguire is our slab of the match so far, says Nick P. Cool. Thanks for the follow, Michael. Still half an hour to go to Goodison. I mean, Liverpool have had some good chances. Look, you're probably not interested, but I've got that on the TV as well. And Liverpool are 2-0 down. We're not winning yet, so I'm not that bothered. But Palace beating Newcastle would be good if we can win here. As you can see from the league table there, we're actually above Newcastle at the moment by a point. But they are away to Palace and we're at home to Sheffield United. So we need to be winning this. Is this one on Ten Hag or the players? I'm tired of these players, says Raz. Oh, McTominay's coming on now. Fucking hell, I don't know whether that's a good thing. Well, it's for Eriksen. It probably is. Watching this game while I'm on a holiday in Miami and my stress levels have not been this high in weeks, says Gustav. Laughing stop at the Premier League, says Bounty Hunter. I don't care. I don't care. As long as we win, I'm not even bothered. Pure selfishness. I just want my team to win. You can want to put a bow on it. You can want to put a bit of seasoning on it. But I just want to win. A win is a win, of course, but there has to be standards, says Oddie. And simply scraping results, it's embarrassing. It's like, yeah, but Oddie, I've just answered that. I don't care. And we're not even winning at the moment. Sell Bruno and buy Palmer, says Toby. What's this hype with Ahmad? Hasn't shown enough promise to match all this hype he's getting, says Big John. United Mike, welcome to the Members Club. Maguire and Bruno, the guys who care, says Jude. Well done, Casemiro. Showed some pace there. Exact same one you moaned about when it was Rodri, says Jeff. Oh, I've already said this. What is it about not listening? Like, I literally said I didn't think it was a penalty for us then. Forget Branthwaite, Tadibo, Maguire's going nowhere, says UK Jezza. But, mate, we can't play a high line with Maguire, whoever the manager is. I don't understand how real fans stop watching their team even if they're losing. Enjoy the lows to appreciate the highs, says Robinson Crusoe. Exactly. Do you think the positive PR from the media, if Potter was in charge, would positively help the club, says Woody? Potter's not going to be in charge. 8 managers in 10 years speaks volume, says Jack B. Eric Ten Hag played with youth players in Ajax, and now we've got Kobe and Garnacho. Trust the manager, says Jack B. Lucas says Bruno's the only one with passion. Cody says, it always looks like United high press is just pressing for pressing's sake and never pressing while looking for and creating traps. I mean, what I would say is we have got a major injury crisis at Man United, and the bench is full of kids. Like, it's not like we've got the perfect 11. You know, Casemiro's playing at centre-back. Dalot's playing at left-back. Casemiro's just played a shit pass as well. I mean, this is where we get into trouble. Oh, my God. You wouldn't believe it. You would not fucking believe it. We haven't scored. They haven't conceded. But Casemiro plays a shit pass out. Their striker's running at our defence. He shoots. It hits Maguire. Anana's wrong-footed. And it goes narrowly wide of the post. All because Casemiro plays another fucking lazy pass. You know, you look at the goals we've conceded tonight. First one is Anana. Second one is Eriksen. Everything we're doing wrong is because players are not in the right mentality. My heart can't take this crap, says John. Goldio says 5 goals in 2 conceded against Championship fodder. As I said, I mean, look, it's not good enough, is it? But we haven't got any centre-backs fit apart from Harry Maguire. We're going to concede goals. Eriksen was at fault for the goal, mate. Mike didn't mark his man on the cutback. Owen says we need a reboot and a rebuild. Daniel, you got warned. You're gone. Arsenal will kill us. Yeah, they probably will. Just got to calm down a bit. We're not going to win this game 6-0 anymore. We've just got to win this game. McTominay came on for Eriksen, yeah. Keeper's gone down. Paul Dietrich, welcome to the Members Club. Nate, thanks for the follow on TikTok. You're a legend. Players down injured here at the moment. Fucking hell. I tell you what. I was talking about this on the morning show the other day. I genuinely enjoy the time when we're not playing more. Every game for the last month has been an absolute endurance test, hasn't it? There's literally no enjoyment watching United at the moment. It's just a slog. Every game is a slog. Ranić's going to Bayern, says Mario. Love your streams. Go and buy Pedro Neto and play him on the right and Matoma on the left, says the Ozmeister. Lack of service to Højlund is a disgrace. No support from the wings. Best creator in the league, Fernandes, not staying in the position long enough. What else can we do, says Jack. Anana dives too early. He doesn't wait till it clears the last defender, says Bram. This keeper's not going to come off. This is all about buying time. This ain't a genuine injury, by the way. Lee Berman says, thank God for that's football at the moment. Mate, real talk. Joe Thomas, thanks for the follow. Oh my God. I can't believe there's only 20 minutes to go. Morning game, thanks for your super chat. We've not, the thing is, we've just not been in front in this game, have we? Morning game, thank you very much. Can we hire Roy to be the hairdryer assistant, says me here. Of course, what we're going to see now is we're going to get broken on a lot because McTominay's just going to go and stand next to Rasmus, which it has worked, but it changes the way we're playing. It's very route one now. I mean, Ericsson probably can't play, but at least the interesting thing is, at half-time, this would be a very interesting analysis point, actually. At half-time, we had 92% pass accuracy and 82% possession. It's already coming down. We're going to lose control of the ball now and go more direct. I don't know whether that's the right thing, considering all the chances we were creating. Political scientist, welcome to the Members Club. The goodbye chance will be from Sheffield United fans, Space Oddie. We could still lose this game. We can still lose this game, by the way. They will definitely get chances. Because McTominay's not going to track back. He's going to stay forward. And that will leave Mainu completely exposed on the break. There's more twists and turns in this, I'm telling you. We need to stop putting the blame on the managers and more blame on the players we have on the pitch. They show no passion for the badge. You're playing for the greatest club in the world. Show some bottles, says Sam Bishop. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come on. Where is it? There we go. Pepsu, thanks for the follow. Maguire's trying to get the players going, but I just got this impending feel of doom. Burnley will be a hard game. You're right, Darren. I mean, this is meant to be the easier game. Kay, Chris, thanks for the follows. Fucking hell, they nearly scored again. I do. I just have this horrible impending feeling of doom. I don't know whether anyone else has got it. Every time I watch United at the moment. We're showing championship quality all season, says Terence. The only positive thing I can say is if we had Luke Shaw and Martinez, it'd be a very different Man United side, but we don't. And because we don't, it just shows you the lack of quality in the squad. But the clock's ticking down. We've got to start creating chances. We've not actually, apart from the penalty, we haven't. It's not like we're laying siege to their goal. OJS says you criticise firing Ten Hag as a short-term fix, but then ignore long-term issues with tactics. You're a hypocrite if you're okay scraping wins like this. You don't watch the show, mate. We're in the middle of a watch-along here, and you're just talking out your arse. I'm live for probably 2 hours every day, talking about the problems at Manchester United, and I don't even know what you're talking about. I didn't say that firing Erik Ten Hag is a short-term fix at all. I've never said that. What I've said is sacking another manager is exactly what we've done for the last 10 years. We need to clear out the players. And if we bring a new manager in, I fear that we won't get rid of the players. That's what I've said. So don't put words into my mouth because you're wrong. As much as we can't play the high line, I reckon Victor goes and Harry stays, says Jude. I'd say there's about 25 minutes left. I think he'll add about 8 on. Oh, I wondered how long we'd get somebody before going, it's clearly not Rashford's fault. I mean, what's Rashford being shit all season got to do with this game? You're telling me that we'd be better with Rashford. We could be worse. There's nothing about Rashford not playing today that's got... I knew somebody would say that, but it's got nothing to do with Rashford. Like, we wouldn't be... It's not like we'd be... I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Like, what would Rashford be making this team better or worse? I don't know. But I said in the first half, Man United's problem is not one player. You can't give me any player in the world that's going to change this team. If we could sign Rodri, it wouldn't make us much better. We'd have a better player in midfield, but he's still passing it to shit. Like, this is a whole overhaul that needs being done. As Rangnick said, open heart surgery. Alex, thank you. Welcome to the Members Club. John McGoldrick as well. Legends. Time is running out here. Bye, Mucker. Got spotted, didn't get read out. Welcome. Thanks for the follow, Jake, Freddie, DJ, Ronaldo, Wigan, Brian, Chris. Jolly says it's hilarious how crap Man United are. Well, this is the world of football, isn't it? Wish my uncle was still centre back in this team, says Jasper Stam. Samuel says, what exactly is the game plan here? Samuel, what knowledge have you got of football? Like, what game plan would you have? Come on. I'm not taking the piss. Samuel, what would you do with what we've got on that pitch and on the bench? I want to know. Like, do you not acknowledge the lack of quality in the squad? Do you not acknowledge the injuries? You know, we can all moan, but what would you do? What would I do? Exactly what he's doing. We're playing against a low block, trying to find a way through in the last 10 minutes because we've conceded 2 stupid goals and we've let, the game plans out the fucking window. So we've just got to keep probing. What the fuck is that cross? Casemiro. Fucking hell. Wan-Bissaka with a shit pass. Well done, Casemiro. Oh, crap. Cross. His pass, his distribution is awful. Thanks for your amazing content, says Alex. Thank you. I'm going to whack player ratings in the video description. I mean, you can do them now if you want to. You can do them in a little bit if you want to. But I am just going to whack it in there so you've got it. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Links in the video description for you now. Star for your man of the match. It might be a little bit early to do it, but it's in there. It's so hard. Where's Lindelof? Aaron Wan-Bissaka playing awful. Get Ahmad on, says Aiden. We can't even dribble the ball to the box. We limp it over, says J-Dead. There's no movement. Bruno's playing with a plaster. The guy's incredible. This is what fighting for the badge looks like, not what McTominay does, says Shim. Yes! Get in! He's got a plaster on his hands and he's just done a blaster in the top corner. That's more like it. That's what Bruno Fernandes is all about. That's what he can do. Kiss my arse, you negative shits. Manchester United, I don't care how we win. We fucking get the win. Come on. Bruno, absolute banger. I was about to say don't shoot. And I thought, no what? I'll give him a chance. Look at this on his left foot. Oh! Whoa! That's an absolute banger. What a banger that is on his left foot. What a goal. What a goal. On his left foot, straight into the top corner. We needed that. Against this goalkeeper, we needed that. The trouble is, with 10 minutes now, oh, what a goal. Keeper can't get anywhere near it. Have we finally got Bruno Fernandes back? Because that's the Bruno of a couple of years ago, that is. What a fucking hit. Right, let's not sit back and bloody defend now. Is 6 being the average what you told your missus, says Mullet? I tell you what, that's actually a good one. Apparently 6 is the average as well. How on earth can we? Well, we're not level anymore, Vinny. So I won't ridicule you with your comment that was past it. Here we go. Struggling against bottom of the league. Oh, look, it's the same as when we beat Coventry, isn't it? You know, we don't lose to Coventry, so it's embarrassing to win on penalties. We don't lose to Sheffield United and we beat them. Well, we're not beat them yet. Oh, it's embarrassing the way that we've won. We've got a massive injury crisis. Everybody's against us. Some of these players have checked out. You know, this is what it's going to be until the end of the season. Look at Casemiro again. I mean, don't tell me. I don't know what his problem is, but fucking hell. If you could take him out of the team, you'd do it. His passing is just so bad. There's our captain, says Sam. Yes, come on, never easy with us, but we're in front for now. Ben, I still think there'll be a twist in the tail. Jason Brown, thanks for being a member for 18 months. William, thank you very much. I mean, Burnley, look, I'm not even going to think about Burnley, but Burnley actually can still stay up. Their keeper's probably been their man of the match, hasn't he? Oh, fucking hell. How's he got through there? Handball. Bruno with a hand bandage is different gravy, says Mario Franco. Mark, how would we have been with De Gea, says Corian? Look, we're past that. We're 3-2 up. Anana made a big mistake. What people don't understand is that you can critique somebody for a mistake. We're not going to get rid of Anana. I don't want to get rid of Anana. I don't think we should have got rid of De Gea, but they did it. And we're not going to change the past. But the mistake was unacceptable. But it's over now. We move on. Bounty Hunters missed the comeback. Millet's daddy says, I'll forever be a member of the 5.5 inch club. Right, let's just keep the ball now. Let's knock the ball around. Let's play the game in their half. Let's not invite them into our box. Let's let them get the tempo up. Let's play through the lines. Get in! Rasmus! 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 Get in! 4-2. It should be about 6 or 7-2, really. We've had so many chances. Rasmus points at Bruno because he's got the fucking service. He'll be over the moon with that. He'll be over the moon with that because he doesn't get the service. And he's got it now. Look at the relief. I'm so pleased he scored because he doesn't get any service. But look at this. Bruno's back. Bruno's back. Unselfish. What a ball. That's what we want. That is what we want. That is what we don't see. It's only Sheffield United, but Bruno Fernandes scoring worldies, creating chances. I know it's only Sheffield United, but this is probably the best I've seen Bruno play in fucking ages. A brilliant goal, a brilliant assist, a no-look assist, and Rasmus scores a goal. It's really that simple. The movement's good. He's tracked to the back post. He's well happy with Bruno. Bruno's played a great assist. That's what we're talking about. Some people know football, and a lot of you do. And we've been saying this for ages. We need people to create chances. And when Bruno goes back into that role, where he has been, this is why I've said for months, Bruno's nowhere near the player he can be. And that's why I've been critical. Tonight, he scored a worldie. And he's created a really good goal as well. And that's what it is. That's what we need. Get him some service. Bruno the walking wounded, my captain, says John. And now is when I'd say, do we do that when Rashford's in the team? Do we do that when Rashford's in the team? I don't know, because it's Sheffield United is the honest answer. But tell me we do this on the regular. We don't regularly have 12 shots on target, 90% pass accuracy. You know, we don't. We're not regularly doing that. This is going to be the 5-2 we wanted to space Oddie. Look, you think about the chances we missed in the first half as well. 2 from Garnacho, 1 from Mainu. We should have had another 2 or 3. We should have had another 2 or 3. But look, I take the win. And there's a lot from this win to take confidence from. Rasmus has now got a goal. Bruno's playing well. Well, player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I think Bruno's got to be up there, hasn't he? And I, for one, will have a big, massive smile on my face if he does. Palace are beating Newcastle as well. So that league table at the moment, I mean, forget goal difference. We're never going. Newcastle's not about goal difference. It's about results. Chelsea could be about goal difference if they get near us. But when it comes to Newcastle, it's really going to be we've got to get more points than them. We do play Newcastle at home as well in a couple of weeks, which, you know, I mean, anybody can beat us at the moment. Now that we're settled, I'd like to remind everyone here to watch your take about VAR. It's so underrated, to space Oddie. Liverpool losing nicely. Jurgen flops to Sadiq. Wheatley and Amrabat about to come on. Another young player for Ten Hag. He'll be doing that on purpose as well. Look at what I do. It's only Sheffield United, but have you noticed we aren't forcing the ball down the left as much? That's the best argument for not Rashford, says Dorian. When Bruno's like this, he's unplayable. Not my words. Well, Sheffield United having a bit of a go here. Oh, well, it's never dull, is it? And I'm just going to, well, I'm going to shut up, actually. But, yeah, I'm just going to shut up. Yeah, 9 minutes, and anything can happen in that. Renate, thank you. Come on, United. I haven't even noticed Scooby-Doo, says Alex. Again, this is, I suppose it is a criticism, but it's true, isn't it, with McTominay? Rasmus is coming off for Wheatley. It's true. Like, if McTominay doesn't score, you sort of like go, what's going on? So Wheatley comes on. I think this might be his first few minutes for United. And Mainoo's coming off as well. Yeah, it's a debut for Wheatley. Please do subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a follow on TikTok. I don't know what we're doing. I mean, we're only going to get a very short cameo of Wheatley here. Obviously done very well in the youth setup, but I mean, some of these lads are not going to be anywhere near ready, by the way, but it's just nice to give them a bit of time. Palace are 2-0 up. That's a good result for Palace. Palace are doing really well. Mateta's got 2 goals there, but their new manager's gone in and done really, really well. We've got to go to Palace. We'll get fucking battered by Palace at the moment. Look, we'll get beat by any good team at the moment. For me, I'm under no illusions that we are a walking wounded, hanging by a thread team because of all the injuries we've got, etc. But you just got to try and find a way. Find a way. That's all you can do. And I'll tell you what, there was times where that camera was panning to Ten Hag and they had just the face of doom. But football's a funny old game. And we will win this game surely now, but by how much? I mean, Bruno needed to pass there. Well done, McTominay. Right. Delo man of the match, says Barry. I think Delo's played well. Maguire's played well. Bruno's played well. I thought Garnacho's done decent as well. Don't forget how many shots we've had. Don't forget how many shots, possession, the lot. Just taking a few notes for the match reaction. It's been a long time since we've won a game by actually doing all right. Garnacho gets the shot off. That keeper saved 3 shots from Garnacho now. He won't be scoring today. But their goalkeeper's been the man of the match. Definitely. But But yes, do get on the player ratings, unitedstand.com, or go through the link in the description. We'll be on the match reaction straight after this. Then we've got the fan forum. I'm very looking forward to doing the player ratings today. I know we've had a lot of negative results in recent weeks, but I miss the positive shows where we can actually be quite positive. And I tell you what, he's always been one of my favourite players. I've been hard on him this year, but, you know, sometimes you're harder on the ones that you love. And Bruno Fernandes has always been a player that I've really liked, if you remember when we were trying to buy him. But he's just not been the same for months. I'll say it to anybody, he's not been the same, and I have a standard for Bruno. But tonight I feel that that's the real Bruno. I know it's only Sheffield United, he's now got to go and do it in other games, but if he can play like that, and is he playing like that because Rashford's not there? I don't know. We can talk about that in the match reaction about the Rashford thing. I think it's hard. The thing is, if Rashford's fit on Saturday and he starts him again, he's creating a rod for his own back again, isn't he? I wouldn't start him. I think we're so much better with Garnacho down the left. Garnacho nearly played in Ahmad. Bruno, bit of a bad ball for Ahmad there. Still 2 minutes to go. Liverpool have lost 2-0. Their title race is over. It's not over actually yet. It's still going on. Calvert-Lewin's just coming off. Well, most of us would have expected a win tonight, but I think most of us would never have put our mortgage on it. We wouldn't have bet anything on it because we know what United have been this season and in recent weeks. So as much as some people will say it's only Sheffield United, I think any United fan who's worth their salt will know there were no guarantees. But what I will say is, on a different night, with a little bit more composure and a little bit more concentration, I think we could have won this 5 or 6-0 because we've scored 4 goals anyway, and we shouldn't have conceded one of them, and I think we should have scored another 2 or 3. So it could have been one of those nights. Oh, Wheatley nearly getting his debut goal there. Do you think Ten Hag's being forced to start Rashford? Says Alex. I don't know. I don't think Rashford's going anywhere. Bounty Hunter says, I've always liked Bruno. He's a very talented player. Chad says, when we signed Van Persie, Sir Alex told everyone, including Rooney, if you don't find him, you won't play. And Nick P says, Ten Hag's quite resilient. Just when you think he can't come back from this, something happens to save him, says Nick. Loving this comeback, says Abdullah. Sebastian says, who's going to win the Premier League? Man City. Man City. Bruno will get all the praise tonight, but the Garnacho performance has been very good. Can't stand all the negativity he gets. I know. I know. And that's the final whistle. Manchester United win 3-0. 4-2. Also, great news, Newcastle lose. So we're back to 6th with a 3-point gap. Look, we go into the next game. It'll be very, very difficult. But that's just the way we're playing at the moment. But it's a win. Don't forget to do your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. And I've got a bit of a war cry for Ten Hag at the start of the match reaction. So I'll see you over there in a minute. We will go straight over there, of course. And then we've got the fan forum as well. So I'll see you over there in a minute. Take care.